S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up
Yeah. Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I want to turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like five, six. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, outside, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. We finished the week out with a nice little green day today. Not just in the markets, but inside the True Trading Group. Was a nice green day for myself and a nice green day for a lot of our members, too. It was a great week. We had some monsters. We had some singles and some doubles. And it's a good way to finish out the week. And next week is going to be a crazy week. You got CPI data coming out next week and then also the start of earnings season. So you better, if you thought that the volatility that you saw in the markets the last 2 trading days was going to slow down at any point, it sure as hell ain't going to happen next week. I think volatility is going to pick itself up and we're going to continue to see some wider range candles like we saw yesterday and then coming into today. But the markets bounced back today. So we're going to talk about why the markets bounced back, specific reason, and we'll talk about what we can expect now going forward into next week with all the catalysts that we have coming out. My name is Michaeletta Paranani, and I go by Michaeletta. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. So in case you guys didn't know, True Trading Group was a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist for the best data analysis tool last year. Now, we are now currently the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We trade it all. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's something for everyone here at True Trading Group. But we take that university level of curriculum, we pair it up with 8 professional full-time trading moderators that are with you each and every single day from pre-market until the close. The mods and I are not gone after an hour and you're left to fend for yourself. We're with you guys for the whole day, sharing our screens, talking on the mic, alerting our trades, answering questions, providing commentary throughout the day. You also get access to our members. Hands down, the most educated, helpful, supportive, successful community of traders that you're ever going to find. Not to mention the real-time trade alerts from the moderators and myself that collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 4 years. You're wondering who I am and why I should really listen to anything that we discuss on this channel. It's because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job out of college, where they had me go through a training program before they ever let me touch a dollar of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the stock market crashed, but also the same year, I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Fast forward now, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, along with my team of 8 professional full-time trading moderators and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We actually have members in 115 different countries, guys. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday. We go live right here on this channel where myself and other mods and special guests will give you golden nuggets, free lessons, education, and trade ideas that can help you guys make money. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. All right, folks, let's talk about what happened today. All right. Nice bounce back. I need 1,000-foot view. It's hard to believe the snapshots we are getting right now. Yeah, I know, Ed. It's been a pretty wild. It's been a wild last 2 days. Now, if you guys were on my live stream yesterday, I talked to you guys yesterday about this jobs report coming out this morning and why it was a very important jobs report, especially given what happened with the big sell-off you had in the markets yesterday. And I said very specifically that there were, 2 different scenarios on how the markets could play out today. And everybody was asking me yesterday, they're like, well, are we going to sell off tomorrow? Are we going to gap down? Or is the market going to recover tomorrow and we're going to bounce back? And I said, well, that's going to depend on what happens with the jobs report. Now, the jobs report came out today at 8:30. We got the new unemployment rates, 3.8%. It went down. Last month was 3.9. But the real kicker was the average hourly wages went down. It's the softest number actually for average hourly wages increase. It's the softest number in the last several years. You got to go back to kind of the pre-COVID timeframe, or right around that COVID timeframe, in order to get wage growth that was lower than what it was on this print. Now, for the individual worker, that's not necessarily a good thing, but for inflation, that is a good thing. What you did not want to see was the average hourly wages really shoot up to the upside. That's really not what you would want it to have seen, because when wages start to shoot higher uncontrollably, that filters directly into inflation. And that would then start to show up in the inflation numbers that you would get coming up forward. Excuse me. So that was one of the big things that we were really looking at in that labor report today. So I had mentioned to people yesterday that if the labor report comes out and there's no surprise in unemployment, the labor market is stable, meaning if the unemployment rate goes down, if there's more jobs added than what was expected, and if the average hourly wages comes in lighter than expected, that combination of data, I said to you guys on the live stream yesterday, you don't take my word for it, you can go back and watch the live stream from yesterday, that if that combination of data happens today, that the market should bounce. Yesterday's sell-off, and we had this discussion yesterday as well. So if you missed the live stream yesterday, I really suggest you go back and check it out, because we had some great conversations about what happened in the market yesterday. And yesterday, the market didn't sell off because one Fed member said, if inflation doesn't come down the rest of the year, we might not cut rates at all. That really isn't the reason in and of itself why the market sold off yesterday. And how do I know that to be true? Because if that was the reason the market sold off, then a couple of other things would have happened with it. You would have seen Treasury yields move higher as the higher for longer would continue, and then financial conditions would have tightened as interest rates moved higher in anticipation of rates staying where they are for a much longer period of time than what was initially expected. If the market was expecting 3 rate cuts this year, or even if it was down to 2 rate cuts, but still it was a 3 and still is a 3, but you would then have started to see the probability of rate cuts also come down, and you didn't see that. So when Kashkari made that comment, the probability of a rate cut in June did not go down. It actually slightly ticked up by a couple of points. And you would have seen the July probability come down, which it didn't. It stayed up in the low to mid 70s. I think the probability of a July cut is around 73%. Okay. So you would have seen those probabilities in Fed swap markets really come down if the market really believed that there was a chance that there was going to be 0 rate cuts this year. So even though Kashkari said that, the market was already beginning to pull back when those comments were made. Really, the selling pressure started when reports started coming out of the Middle East about Iran saying that a retaliation attack against Israel for the airstrike on their consulate building in Syria, that a response attack was imminent. You couple that with Israel putting all of their embassy and consulate buildings on high alert, and then calling back all of their military leave. Any active servicemen and women that were on leave, they got called back off of that leave. And that is really what started the market pulling back. At that exact moment, the price of oil spiked yesterday. So at that moment that those headlines came across, oil spiked, stocks started to sell off. And then within the next 15 or 20 minutes, then Kashkari made that comment. And what I really think happened was, the markets were so complacent. The markets were sitting up here at all-time highs, not really moving for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, ever since the Fed meeting, the markets have basically gone sideways. And it felt like everybody was just was waiting for a reason to take profit. Everybody kind of wanted to take profit, but they had no reason to. And they were just waiting to be nudged. And I just feel like the combination of Kashkari saying what everybody already really knows to be true. Kashkari didn't say, oh, I just don't think we're going to cut rates this year. That's not what he said. He said, if inflation was to just go sideways from here for the rest of the year, okay, if that were to be the case, then he said, we might not cut rates. But that's a given, right? Is there anyone really, even on this live stream, that would have thought that if the numbers on inflation just go sideways, if we don't go down at all for the rest of the year, does anybody here think the Fed's going to cut rates if inflation's 3.2, 3.3, 3.4%? Are they going to cut rates if inflation is sitting there where it's been, and it's been there for 6 months? No way. There's no way they would cut rates. So he kind of said the quiet part out loud, but it shouldn't really have been that much of a surprise. Kashkari is also not a voting member. So it doesn't even really necessarily matter what he says. So I just feel like yesterday was more of a profit-taking pullback that caught everybody off guard. It was right after lunchtime. I feel like a lot of traders weren't even at their desks. And once that profit-taking started, it just snowballed on top of itself. Then you come into this morning and the market's had a chance to just breathe and take a minute and process what's happened. And then you got this labor report that came out. And the labor report comes out, and all of a sudden you get a better than expected jobs report, 300,000 jobs added when it was expected to only add 200 and change. The big benefactors industry-wise were leisure and hospitality, restaurants, education, health services, and government. Those were the 3 real big sectors that 68% of all the jobs that were added, they came from those sectors. So then you have the average hourly wages that were lighter than expected, and that's good for inflation. And I think after yesterday's sell-off, and people are like, oh, well, what if inflation comes in hot on next week? And I think the jobs number today made people feel better that that's not going to be the case. And then you got this nice little bounce back. It's a nice bounce back today. We're back up 1%. We took back about half of yesterday's decline from the high, not yesterday's decline from the prior day's close. We actually took back like 80% of the decline from the prior day's close. But from yesterday's high, we took back about half of the decline that we experienced yesterday, which is nice to take back half of it. But the question then becomes, where do we go from here? So we just had this little roller coaster of a ride yesterday and today, and then now what? Well, I think there's a real chance that CPI number for March is going to be hot. I see the price of oil just continuing to just pump higher and higher and higher. And that has me a little concerned. You know, the price of oil has just been pumping higher and higher and higher for the last 4 months. And, you know, Brent is back to $90 a barrel. If something happens, who knows? Maybe something happens over the weekend in the Middle East. That would probably also send oil futures higher, right? That would also send oil futures higher. And if oil continues to push higher, that's not good for inflation. When energy costs go up, the cost of everything goes up. Freight costs are going up because of what's going on in the Middle East. Freight costs went up because of what happened in Baltimore. And I think you have a real chance of a hotter than expected CPI number on Wednesday. So the way that I look at this is, if that number comes in hot, this market's going to head to the downside. And I think then the market will start to say, maybe 3 rate cuts is not even going to happen this year. Maybe 2 might not even happen this year, because, you know, we heard for a solid week during the Fed meeting, we heard for a solid week that January and February's inflation numbers being hotter than expected were not a big deal. For a week, we were told, oh, it's just a bump in the road. It's a blip on the radar. We still think inflation is heading down on a downward trajectory. We still think that the trend is to the downside for inflation. We heard that for a week. We were told not to worry about it, that it was temporary. Well, what happens, though, if you get now a 3rd month in a row of a hot inflation number? How could you possibly still say that that's temporary? How could you possibly still say that that's temporary? 3 months in a row? I would say 3 months is a trend. 1 month is a blip. 2 months is a bump. 3 months is a trend. That's the way I look at it. And with oil continuing to move higher, copper continuing to move higher, cocoa continuing to move higher, a lot of these other commodity prices continuing to move higher, I think that the possibility of a hotter than expected inflation number is definitely there, right? It's definitely there. And if that number comes in hot on Wednesday, and I'm going to talk to you guys on Sunday evening. So if you guys set your reminders now, Sunday evening, I'm going to go live. We'll talk about if anything happened in the Middle East with Iran. We'll discuss that on Sunday night if anything happens. But I'm going to go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And I'm going to give you guys my top trade ideas for the week. You're definitely going to want to pay attention on Sunday night to those top trade ideas for the week, because if you paid attention on last Sunday, you would have went long CCJ this week, and you would have caught what ended up being a 367% gain on call options for members of your trading group on the $45 strike, April 5th expiration, from 75 cents up to $3.75. It was an absolute monster for us. And this was one of my top trade ideas coming into the week. I gave it to you Sunday night. You had the big breakout Monday, follow through Tuesday, Wednesday, and we took our final profit off right there on Wednesday. So final profit came off on Wednesday. We got long the stock on Monday morning, and that was a beautiful trade for us. So even if you just caught my live stream on Sunday night, even if you're not a member of True Trading Group, you could have caught that trade with us. I told you on Sunday that that was the stock I was going to be buying this week. We did it. It ended up working out really, really well. And congratulations again to our members that caught that. All right. Congratulations to those of our members that did catch that. But that's what we're gonna look for, guys. Okay, I think a hot CPI number sends this market to my target of right here. That's kind of my target that I'm eyeing up. A hot CPI number takes us to there. On the flip side of that, if inflation comes in under expectations, then the market goes right back to its regularly scheduled programming of continuing its uptrend, because then at that point, the market would feel very, very good about a rate cut in June. And they would then feel confident that the January and February inflation numbers that were hotter than expected was in fact a blip, was a bump in the road, and now you're back to inflation moving to the downside. But I think that the chance of a hot print is pretty high. And I'm going to be watching that Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. That CPI print comes out. I'll be live with members inside of our community at the exact moment that that comes across. We are getting a move right now higher on Tesla. I'm assuming Elon Musk probably said something that just made Tesla shares spike about $4. He just had a $4 pop there on Tesla. And I'm just going to assume Elon Musk probably just tweeted something. What happened here today, Reuters reported at 11 o'clock this morning that Tesla was scrapping their plans for a low-cost electric vehicle. Then Elon Musk sent out a tweet at around 11:35 a.m. and said Reuters is lying. And then Tesla went from 161 back to 169, faded into the close. And then now you're getting an increase in volume and a big pop. I'm not sure what the news is here, but this is definitely looks like there's some type of news. I'm not sure what it is. I don't have my news and all my stuff up right now. I'm just on the live stream with you guys here now. I kind of shut all my stuff down for the end of the day. My Lightspeed and all my platforms, my trading platforms are all closed down right now. So I don't actually know what's going on, but this is definitely some type of piece of news. That's not normal price action. I'm not sure what it is, but robo-taxi. Okay, so thank you guys. So Elon Musk saying that he's going to unveil the robo-taxi, the self-driving robo-taxi on August 8th. So on August 8th, we are getting the unveiling of the self-driving robo-taxi. That is coming on August 8th, and that's the pop there from 165 up there to 170. So nice. I actually think that you might get a turnaround here on Tesla. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here on Tesla. So on Tesla, I'm seeing a descending wedge, okay, into this support level. And then now you've got this double bottom, this bottoming tail. I just kind of feel like you can get a little bit of a turnaround here on Tesla. I feel like you can get a little turnaround there on Tesla over the next couple of days or so. The stock's been beaten down to death. It has been beaten to death, man. But I do think a bounce is coming pretty soon on that one. All right, I do think a bounce is coming. So some nice piece of news there on Tesla. Now pushing higher still now, 170. It's a $5 pop now. We actually just took out the – oh, no, that's not the high of the day. High of the day is up here around 171. So high of the day is up there around 171. But we're still pushing here, guys. Taking out 170 now. Taking out 170 now. What's interesting is that actually CNBC, right before the close, CNBC was actually still reporting that Tesla was scrapping their low-cost EV plans. But Elon Musk tweeted earlier this morning that that's not true. So, I'm going to believe Elon if he says it's not true, because it was just a rumor that was reported by Reuters. Yeah, so we're pushing higher here, guys. I do think that I kind of like Tesla for a bounce from this region. I can see Tesla back to 183. I can see Tesla back to the low 180s and get up and knock against this dark blue line. That's the 50-day moving average. I can definitely see that. I kind of like this reversal candle that's being put in today, and you have a little bit of a news catalyst behind it. I feel like this thing can get moving a little bit. That's going to be on my watch list for a long on Monday. So I'll tell you guys this right now. Most likely, if you join my live stream on Sunday evening at 8:30, I'm going to give you guys my top trade ideas for the week. And most likely that Tesla trade idea, Tesla will be on that list most likely. I'll see what goes on, if there's any news updates or anything else that we have going on here. If Elon Musk says anything else, or if there's anything that we can, any updates from there that change price action, I'll go over with you guys on Sunday. In the chip sector, AMD or Intel, AMD all day long. And for me, it's not even close, J-Mask. So for me, it's not even close. I love AMD. I love NVIDIA. I love Broadcom. Those are my three largest semiconductor positions. NVIDIA is the largest, then Broadcom, then AMD. Broadcom has become bigger than AMD just because Broadcom stock moved so much. AMD stock did not go up as much as Broadcom did. But NVIDIA is my largest position, and then Broadcom and AMD. Those are my three largest semiconductor positions. I would much rather prefer AMD over Intel. DXYZ, let me talk about this DXYZ for a moment. Some people are asking about DXYZ, this new ETF. Everybody's very excited about this new ETF, DXYZ, but what you guys have to understand is I want everybody to understand and to know what it is that you're actually owning. DXYZ is this new Destiny Tech 100 ETF that actually owns positions in a lot of private companies. These are not public companies. They own shares of, they own positions in Stripe, SpaceX. These are not public companies, okay? So it is not like your normal traditional ETF. A normal ETF is a basket of stocks, okay? So if you owned, let's say, SMH is a semiconductor ETF that owns NVIDIA, AMD, Qualcomm, like all of these semiconductors are held by the SMH. DXYZ does not actually own publicly traded shares. They're privately held. So what does that mean? Well, the valuations of these companies that are privately held will not change on a day-to-day basis based on market cap like a stock changes. It is not as easy and transparent to value these companies. The valuations of these companies will change as they continue to conduct fundraising rounds, and as these companies raise capital, they will raise capital at a particular valuation that as soon as they close a raise, the valuation they did the raise at becomes the new value of the company. They are also not held to the same standards as a public company because they do not need to report their earnings. They don't need to tell you what their revenue was. They don't need to tell you what their costs were. They don't need to tell you what their growth was. They don't need to tell you any of that information because they are private. So there is a lack of transparency in this ETF. I'm not saying, I'm just stating facts so you understand what you actually own. Now, this ETF rather, that's moving to the upside right now, I do not think that this is up 68% because all of the privately held companies that are in this fund, their valuations went up collectively 68% today. This is a matter of, I think, market function with a low float and people getting very excited because this company owns some pretty cool tech companies like Stripe, SpaceX. I think they also own shares of Anthropic. I have to double check that. I'm not sure. Anthropic is a up and coming AI platform. Amazon actually has about $4 billion invested into Anthropic. Amazon is latching onto Anthropic the same way that Microsoft latched onto OpenAI. And Amazon is going to be, Anthropic is their bet. OpenAI is Microsoft's bet. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, I think DXYZ also owns Anthropic. So this is really all on speculation. This ETF is not moving based on the valuation of its holdings. It is more excitement, hype, and speculation. So what does that mean? In my opinion, you treat it as a trade, not necessarily a long-term hold, until the thing settles out. It just went public. It's gaining a lot of attention on social media. The stock went from $40 today to $40 yesterday to $75 today. I can assure you, you did not get this 80, 100% gain in the valuation of SpaceX and Stripe and Anthropic and all the other companies that this ETF holds. Okay. So just want to make sure that you're all aware of this. Okay. Just be aware that that's what you are owning. Now, I love SpaceX. I love Stripe, but there's a whole lot of other companies that are in this ETF that I've never heard of because they're smaller private companies. And I don't know anything about them. I don't even know what some of them do. So I think maybe I would probably treat it more of a trade than any type of like a long-term portfolio kind of hold. All right. So that's it there with regards to this spot. What I want to talk to you guys about today on this live is I want to go over with you guys where I made my money today. And it was a beautiful short squeeze on MDIA. And we were able to capitalize on this beautiful move here from $4 up to $6.75. Was a really nice trade for us. And it's right on what is my favorite chart pattern. And it's something that I coined the TTG triangle. Now, the TTG triangle, for those of you, if you're not a member, you're about to get, a grade A lesson here in technical analysis, and you're going to learn one of my favorite chart patterns. If you're an experienced trader, a TTG triangle, it's a name I completely, totally made up. It's not a real chart pattern. I made it up. I coined that phrase myself. Essentially, what a TTG triangle is a specific variation of the common ABCD pattern is essentially what it is. It's an ABCD pattern when specific criteria are met. So I'll run you guys through this setup and explain to you how you identify it and how you trade it, because this is how I made my money today. So you need to first establish the initial morning high. The initial morning high is the high that gets put in prior to the first pullback. Okay. Now you'll notice that you do not have a pullback here. You don't have a pullback. You don't have a pullback. So you have to wait for the first pullback. Once you get the first pullback and you get the first consolidation, that establishes the initial morning high. You then want to see the stock break through the initial morning high with an increase in volume, which is what you guys got. You can see right down there, increase in volume takes you through the high. Then take out my Fibonacci retracement levels. I draw out my fibs up to the current high of the day. And then we will see that you have the initial morning high lining up with the 38.2 Fibonacci level, lines up with VWAP, and then there's your trade line, all converging at the exact same price, right around $4 to give you a buy zone. Okay, so here is your buy zone. So we stepped in and we bought this stock, MDIA, today at $4.38. So right there is where I take the entry, $4.38. My stop loss was placed right here. So I'll draw the stop loss in red for you. Okay, so the stop loss is in red. The entry is in this green box. And then you'll start to see a lower high formation as a triangle starts to form. So here comes now the triangle. This is the TTG triangle as volume decreases on the pullback. Right, you can see decreasing volume as the pullback occurs. And when you pull back against these prior highs and these support levels, that creates your support level in your buy zone. You go ahead and get long, and then you look for the squeeze and you go make it up to new highs. And then we go ahead and you just start taking profits off into that breakout. Okay, so an absolute textbook trade there for us off the TTG triangle break was a real thing of beauty today, was where I made my money. This could have been a much bigger trade for me than it was. Full transparency, I did reduce some of the size of my position early. I kept seeing like very large, refreshing sell orders where it was like somebody would post up, 25,000 shares, it would get taken and they would reload another 15,000. it would get taken. They would reload another 20,000. It would get taken. It kept reloading. Like, wow, okay, there's a lot of selling pressure in here. So I actually reduced the size of my position a little bit, down from a full size position. So by the time the thing squeezed, I wasn't in a full size position, but still made some really good money from 438. This thing went all the way to 675. It's a beautiful trade. My best take profit was like 627 or so from the 438 entry. You can't really complain about that. Like a nice solid 50% rip on an equity. I'll take that all day long. It was a great trade. Made some good money on it. And the lesson you guys take away from that is that TTG triangle setup. It's my favorite chart pattern. I look for it each and every single day. I teach all of my members the TTG triangle when they join True Trading Group. And it's been a real thing of beauty for all of us. Brenda wants to know, what do I need to do? Brenda, there's a couple things you need to do. First thing you need to do, Brenda, is join True Trading Group. Second thing you need to do is go through our courses. Third thing you need to do is trade on a simulator. Go in that order. Go in that order, Brenda, and mix in there, participating in the educational trainings and the study groups that we do at True Trading Group. Ask questions, right? Spend some time actually learning what it is that you're doing before you just start jumping in head first. All right. So that's what our members have done. And our members, I always tell people, when someone first joins True Trading Group, I know it's very exciting. People get, they're amped up, they're ready to make money. And a lot of times they run before they walk, or they run before they learn how to walk. My advice to people would be, when you join, take your time. It's a year-long membership. Our membership is not 30 days. It is a year-long membership. You have all the time in the world. So go through our courses, take your time. Go through the quizzes that are at the end of the courses. Make sure you're understanding the material. If you don't understand it, ask questions. Ask some of our professional traders for help. That's why we are there for you. Okay. We are accessible to everyone. And then trade on a simulator first, which is with fake money, so that you can practice trading with fake money before you risk your hard-earned cash. So in case you do make mistakes, you're going to lose fake money, right? Make your mistakes with fake money, not with real money, instead of, jumping in head first. How long does it take to go through the courses? Ritman, it really depends on, I've seen people go through it in 1 week. I've seen people go through them in 2 weeks. I've seen people go through it in 2 to 3 months. It just depends on how much time you're going to put towards it. I actually don't know off the top of my head how many hours of recordings and that the courses are. The courses are in text and video, whatever's easier for you to learn. There are 22 courses. They are a simplified and expanded upon version of the training I received when I worked at the fund in New York. There's 22 courses. Each course has multiple chapters. Each chapter has multiple lessons. And usually I'd say on average, our members go through them in about 2 weeks. But no rush. Take your time. Go through them at your own pace. Tesla is now green on the day. Tesla did just take out 171. You're now pushing 172. So I did not buy Tesla, but I just said to you guys about $3 lower that I think that this is a good looking long setup. And we're now printing 172. We're now printing 172 here, guys, on Tesla, as this is continuing to push higher. So this is going to definitely be on the watch list. All right, this will definitely be on the watch list for Monday. All right. Here, listen, Ripman and others. I'll tell you guys, actually, I'll take 2 minutes. I'll tell you how you can join True Trading Group. I'll tell you guys how to join. I got a coupon code for you guys if you want to get a discount. And you're going to want to pay attention on how you join. And the reason why you want to pay attention on how to join True Trading Group is because our members have success. We have 10,000 members from 115 different countries. 78% of them stay with us. 82% of them have full-time jobs. And most of them are making money and becoming better traders. And I'll prove that to you real quick. Members, just do me a favor and type the number 1 if you're making money and you're becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. If you're a member, just type the number 1. Okay. Just go ahead and type the number 1 if you guys are making money and becoming better traders. Joshua has a question. Has a trial full access, such as receiving all alerts? Yes, Joshua, I saw your question in chat today. You do have access to every single trade alert that we have. Make sure though, Joshua, that you are downloading the mobile app, because if you're not in front of your computer, the only way for you to get the alerts, if you're not in chat on your computer, is going to be the push notifications on your cell phone. So those of you that are not members, pay attention to the people that you're seeing typing the number 1. Jason Moses, shut your ass up. Jason Moses, I don't have time for idiots. Get off of my live stream. My goodness. I never once told you the markets were going to crash. Oh my God. You know what's funny? This is how stupid some people are. And I don't have time for it, Jason. I don't have time for stupid people. I've been doing this for 18 years. And I love when people that don't know their ass from their elbow with a little Robinhood account try to come at me. One week he said it was going to crash. The next week he says buy. I also never told you on this live stream to buy. And I also never told you that it was going to crash. You might see a headline on a YouTube video that says stock market crash, ? There's a question mark. If you need a lesson on punctuation, then we can do a lesson on punctuation. This is a trading channel, but maybe there's a lesson on punctuation that you might need when there's a question mark. It's asking a question. Is there going to be a stock market crash? It's a title for a YouTube video. It doesn't mean that that's actually what I think. Pay attention. I promise you'll actually learn something. It sounds like you really need it. So Tesla with this nice little move to the upside. I just don't have time for it. I don't have time for clowns. Like, if you ever want to play a game and we'll line our trading accounts up next to each other and trade together for a month and see who comes out on top, I'm game. I'm all for it. I don't have time for people to. It's been a long week. We had an earthquake today in New Jersey. My wife lost her mind when this earthquake was going on. I just don't have time for it, Jason. So take your nonsense and go somewhere else. There's plenty of other YouTube channels for you to go and troll. I'm not the guy. That's just the truth. Oh, I'm just so tired of it. So listen, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, like I said, you just saw how many people are making money and that are becoming better traders. What I'll do for you now is I'll explain to you how you could join. So do yourself a favor, go to ttgoffer.com. Okay, that's ttgoffer.com. And then everything that you see there, right? Everything that you guys see on that page is included in your membership. Okay? Everything you see on that page is included in your membership. All right? Now, the price says $1,212. However, if you use this coupon code, TTG121, again, that's TTG121, and you click apply code, the price will drop all the way down to $627 for you for the whole year. It includes all of the courses, which is a simplified version of the training I received working at the fund in New York. It includes the chat room, the trade alerts, the mobile app that you can download on your phone. That's how so many of our members that have full-time jobs are able to do this, because they use that mobile app. So make sure you guys download the mobile app. You'll get the real-time push notifications with all of our alerts. You get the video library. The video library will give you guys about 1,000 hours of workshops where the mods cover different topics with our members. And then you can attend these now live as a full-time member, but you'll have the video library for the past sessions as well. You'll also get the watch list every day. The moderators and I, we go over with you guys exactly the stocks that we are focused on, detailed entry and exit prices. We tell you before the market opens, these are the stocks we're focused on. These are the prices we're going to get in. These are the prices we're going to get out. So you guys know exactly where to focus your attention before the day even starts. Now we can really laser in and get focused on the day. Okay. Go to ttgoffer.com. Use the coupon code TTG121. You'll click apply code. The price will drop down to $627. Check out and you're good to go. Okay. Oh, Joshua, I appreciate that, brother. I hope you're enjoying your trial, Joshua. I've seen you in chat the last couple of days, brother. So Joshua says, according to my 2 days as a trial, this is the best that I have ever seen. Joshua, I look forward to you joining us full time, man. Hope you are enjoying your trial. We do have to welcome Ritesh. Ritesh just joined. Ritesh, welcome to the family. It's my pleasure to have you part of the group. Everybody welcome Ritesh, the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Ritesh. All right. Oh, yeah. Joshua says, I want to know about the pay later option. Yeah. So Joshua, and this goes for anybody else, we do accept Klarna or Afterpay. So if anybody wants to use Klarna or Afterpay to pay for the membership, you just have to text us. It's not an option that's on our checkout page. We have to manually process that for you. But if you want, Joshua, you can send us a text message, 1-888-306 8783. Again, that's 1-888-306-8783. And that phone number, just text us, say, hey, I'm interested in the Afterpay option or the Klarna option, and we can get you hooked up and we can process that transaction for you through Klarna or Afterpay. Okay? So just text us, Joshua, 1-888-306-8783. All right? And guys, listen, I know I talk a big game on these live streams, people, oh, that was Ripman. So Ritesh was Ripman. Awesome. Let the journey begin. Yes. I love that. I love your attitude, Ripman. I love your attitude. Yes. Hell yes. I love your attitude. It says, boom, I just joined. Let the journey begin. Yes. I love it. Ripman, welcome to the family. Hell yeah. So listen, I know I talk a big game on these live streams. Like I totally just crapped all over Jason Moses or whatever his name was. But listen, I know I talk a big game on these live streams, but I back it up with my own money. I'm telling you guys this right now. I don't tell you what I think you think you want to hear. I tell you what I think you need to hear. And I'm so confident in the platform that we have created that if you guys join True Trading Group, we offer you a double your money back guarantee. We back it up with our own money. Okay. So the way that it works is when you join, you'll pay $627. If you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group, do those three things, go at your own pace, take your time. You have the whole year to do them. You don't have to do it all in 14 days. If you do those things and you're unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $627 membership fee at least once, we'll give you back $1,218. That's double what you're paying to join. Now, we can do that because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. We are 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,500 reviews, and 78% of our members stay with us after they join. They've either renewed their annual membership or some of them have paid thousands of dollars to become lifetime members of the community. Here, guys, do me a favor, my members, type the number 2 if you're a lifetime member or you've been a member for just longer than a year. So if you're a lifetime or you're an annual member that's been a member for longer than a year, type the number 2. And the people that are on here that are not members, just ask yourself, really, would you renew your membership? Would you become a lifetime member if you didn't have any success with us? Most likely not, right? Most likely not. But if you did have success and you did make money, then would you renew your membership? Most likely, yes. Right? Most likely, yes. If you invested $627 for a year membership and that netted you, I'm making up a number, that netted you a hypothetical $12,000 in the course of the year, would you pay another $627? Most likely, yes. 78% of our members have done so. So this is why I can offer you guys double your money back. We got to welcome Robert. Robert's the newest member of the group. Robert, welcome to the family, brother. I'm glad to have you part of the team. Everybody welcome Robert. Robert's the newest member of the crew. And if anybody else has any questions, you guys feel free to send a text message. We're here to answer any questions you have. We're fully transparent. Hell yeah. Robert Ketter says, I just joined as well. The intro song was a banger. Robert, that intro song was actually made by one of our members. His name is Jimmy Hart. So Jimmy Hart actually is a member of True Trading Group. He's also in the music industry, and he made that song. So that's actually one of our members. His name is Jimmy Hart. He made that song. Yeah, it's badass. So Robert, welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family, Robert. And guys, again, anybody else has any questions, you just text us. We're fully transparent. Anything you want to know, any questions about me, the mods, the money back guarantee, whatever. 1-888-306-8783. The W money back guarantee is there. I don't think you need it. It's there really for peace of mind and to hold us accountable. I don't think you need it because our refund rate, it's less than 2.5%. So that's why I really don't think you need it. And you saw how many of our members have renewed their membership, have become lifetime members. You saw how many people said that they're making money. That has what has taken True Trading Group from 100 members in 2017 to 10,000 members in 2024. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, I'm playing Sunday. Yeah, I'm playing Sunday. All right. So there you guys have it, folks. All right, that kind of wraps things up. I mean, that's really all I got here today. We're closing out the week. I kind of went over with you guys what happened here in the overall markets. Shout out to the members. caught a beautiful bounce move today in the market. A lot of our members caught that move. We were all over this thing early. We called out expecting a bounce because of the jobs data. And then we were able to call out very early in the morning session, the double bottom gap up with the trade line VWAP crossover and that initial morning high sticking support was absolutely textbook. So there's the there's the double bottom on the gap up. There's the initial morning high break. There's the trade line crossing over VWAP. And then here is that initial morning high acting as support. And then you get the follow through move. So some really great trading today in the futures tab, in the futures room in True Trading. Remember, we also do trade futures. We trade stocks, options, and futures. And some really great trading that went on there. And also some of our members in the 0 DTE SPY options. I know we had a bunch of our options traders were all over swallowing up call options on these tests into that support level. And you guys can get that little bit of a move back into the upside. All right. Yazin. We have to welcome Yazin. Yazin, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Yazin. Welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Yazin. Welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Yazin. So we've got a bunch of people joining up, new members of the group. I'm excited to have you guys with us. Next week is going to be a huge week. CPI Data Wednesday, going to be an absolute 5-star event in the market. It's going to move the markets undoubtedly. And then Friday starts earnings. And then that's going to keep that volatility going throughout the next couple of weeks. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. It's been a great week for us in True Trading Group. We had that huge trade on CCJ. We had a couple of triple-digit gains on swing trades this week. We had CCJ was triple digits. That's a swing trade. We had LBS was a swing trade. That was over 200%. CCJ was 367%. Intel was 250%. Okta was 210%. I mean, just some really great swing trades that took place this week into your trading group. And then we had a really nice day trade today on this MDIA, caught a nice short squeeze there early. There's just opportunities everywhere you look, some really big wide range days in the SPY. Finally, right? The SPY, the last week and a half has been very, 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 very low volatility. Okay. Very, very, very low volatility. Okay. Where it's nice to see the market really open up. Right. And you got really wide range candles. And I just think that these wide range candles are going to be here for a little while. You might get a slower day on Tuesday, the day before CPI, but I think Monday could be a pretty nice day with some pretty decent action. Tuesday, maybe we take a little bit of a chill. And then Wednesday, CPI, I think is going to really open things up again. Okay. Also, and listen, Dave, congrats on your retirement, bud. Hopefully your wife lets you off the short leash. Let you off that short leash, Dave. All right. So nobody else knows what the hell I'm talking about, but there it is. All right. So there you guys have it. I don't even know what any of this means. All right, folks, so that does it. That wraps things up there. All right, guys, that wraps things up for me. So hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Next week's going to be a big week. It's also my birthday. What's the max and minimum holding time for a swing trade? There is no max, Joshua, but minimum time for a swing trade is 1 day. So if you buy a stock on a Monday and you hold it into Tuesday, that's a swing trade. So you've got to at least hold it into the following day in order for it to be a swing trade. And there's no max. I mean, you can hold a swing trade for a day, for a week, for a month. Really just depends on what your time horizon is and what your expectations are. How long does these trades usually take? Completely depends on the trade. Our day trades usually last a couple hours. Our swing trades usually last 2 to 3 days, but some of our swing trades last 2 weeks. It really, really depends. It really depends on the trade. Not every trade is the same. So some of our day trades are a few hours. Some of our swing trades are 2 to 3 days. Some of our swing trades are 2 weeks. It really just depends. Every trade's different, guys. All right. So ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code, click apply code, price drops to 627. Guys, that price is good until Sunday at midnight. And then Sunday at midnight, we are raising that price. So if you're watching this live stream after it's already aired and you guys want to go ahead and join, you can just feel free, go to ttgoffer.com, type in the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price drops to 627. Check out, you're good to go. As long as you do that before Sunday at midnight, then you're good at the 627 price point. Then the price is jumping to over $700. All right. Any questions? Text us. We have to welcome. Is that a member, Joe? Leola. We have to welcome Leola. Leola, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Leola, newest member to the group. Joshua says, is there an option swing trade? Yes, Joshua. So every day, you know, you'll see trades. We'll get like Shy will send out a swing trade for an option. Basically, all of Uni's trades are swing trades. It's very rare that Uni gets in a trade and gets out of the trade the same day. She has, but most of her trades, she gets in. She's usually in them for at least maybe 2, sometimes 3 days. And those are all going to be options. Those will all be options trades, Joshua. Okay. Now, when I enter a trade, I enter the equity, but I also alert you to an option if you want to follow me. So like my CCJ trade, I bought the stock at 44.36. But I alerted to members, if you want to trade the option, because I buy the equity, if you want to trade the option, you would do the April 5th 45 strike call. It was 75 cents at the time. It went all the way to like $4. So congratulations again on that. Okay. That's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, any questions, text us 1-888-306-8783. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to all of our new members. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys all on Sunday evening. Set your reminders, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, top trade ideas for the week.